The UN funds a lot of squatters.
I would say like a good portion of people that are squatting.
Like what percentage?
In my opinion, like 90%.
But what do you do?
Work with the UN.
Right.
I look at innovation in peacekeeping. So obviously we have missions across the world where we, in theory, are trying to keep conflict at bay.
Amazing.
And it's also a people game, right? Like we have peacekeepers on the ground.
So people are employees at the UN that actually don't work.
I have to point at people every single day at the end of the building. I'm going to work.
Really?
A lot of lazy people.
Really?
It's an environment where, again, you have a stable job. You're not going to be fired. You also don't get evaluated. I mean, the only way you make money in the UN is if you like go to war. I work for a country, you get paid more.
Really?
The hazard pay. You know, if you're living in like Darfur, you could die. They're gonna pay you more.
Amazing. Like you're wondering why you've got the perspective of seeing these lazy workers in the UN and the benefits that they are raking. Like, how does that sit with you? I must hate it.
I do. I don't hate it, but like I'm very vocal.
So the UN funds a lot of squatters.
I would say like a good portion of people that are squatting.
Like what percentage?
In my opinion, like 90%.
90%?
90%.
Wow.
Only for retirement, right? Like, we have a pension that kicks in at retirement. Or it's like there are people who are like in their 50s who like have given up, but still have 5-7 years to like go before they retire. There's like taking space.
But I mean, the UN does such great work otherwise.
So I hear, yeah.
It doesn't?
I think it could work better.
How so?
It's a bureaucracy, and like it's fairly inefficient. And I guess but it's also like, because it's 190 some countries trying to negotiate. And that's you can barely negotiate with one person, let alone 194. And so everything just takes a lot longer. And you kind of look at right now, right, like what's happening with the Middle East, and they just can't figure it out because it's a very archaic organization.
Does the UN get involved in politics?
No. Even like as an employee, I'm not allowed to like campaign for anyone or have any political. Like I can vote.
Right.
That's kind of where it ends.
Why wouldn't they get involved?
Because the whole notion is it's an independent entity, and the people who work there are supposed to be afloat. And so, like by virtue, your allegiance is now to the UN,
right?
Not to your home country.
But there must be some thoughts behind closed doors. Who do you end up for?
Yes, but as an organization, there's no nothing we ever written about like who the leadership prefers.
So the UN definitely does not want Trump to be president, just like the rest of us.
Just like half the country, yes.
What do you think of the whole, the primary thing? If the UN could pick who could be president, who's better for the UN?
This is Hillary. Or even like, I guess, like, what's her face? South Carolina.
Haley.
Yeah, because she was ambassador to the UN.
Right.
She, like, knows something, I guess. I was very pro Nikki.
Really?
Until she endorsed Trump.
The UN is not on the America First platform at all, obviously.
The UN is not an American organization.
Right.
They're not anyone first.
Right.
They're everyone equal.
Everyone equal.
Yeah. What is the UN? It's an amorphous body of nothingness.